Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Plan a fishing trip in an area known as the Bend. Very rural area, hard to get to, privately owned. Get to the starting spot with me and 2 friends. Have to walk a mile along a country road nowhere near water with all our fishing gear. Go from the country road to a gravel road and walk that for 2 miles. Get to a massive gate, no trespassing and all that jazz. Jump gate road goes from gravel to just dirt and mud with sections of knee-high weeds. See an extremely old road sign barely remaining vertical along the road. Friend explained how that used to be the old county road for a long time till it was just abandoned due to blasting for the railroad causing a large part of the hill sliding over the old road. Get to the fishing spot. Spend all day drinking beer, fishing, talking shit. Starting to get dark, we build a fire, pitch a tent in a field of tall grass, and start to settle down for the night. That's when it all started. Friend goes to piss and swears he sees a person walking around in the field. Extremely hard to keep fire going. Flashlights and lamp will work sometimes, but not others. Wake up next morning and exit the tent. Grass stomped down in a circle around the tent. We all nope out, pack up and leave as soon as we can. A couple summers go by and we start thinking it might have just been people messing with us. The fishing was great. We had fun. Might as well do it again. Same walk, same gate, same beat-up path. Same kind of day, get some good fish, drink plenty of beer, have a nice break from college and work. That night, about the same thing happens, hear something or things walking around the field. Cell service is sketchy at best. Fire just goes out on us. Hear something in the field, go to shine a light on it and the flashlight would just die. The next morning, get woken up by a car horn. A huge-ass guy with a gun pointed at us asks us if we're armed or squatters. All our answers either yes sir or no sir. Tell him we're semi-local and we're having a little fishing trip. Tells us his family has owned the land since before the first road was built. Says the area is extremely haunted due to the killing of a bunch of scab railroad workers. Said they were beat up, tortured, and hung along the road. No one was ever charged for the crime. One man was taken to trial and then let go. After that, people started reporting seeing people in old campsites and corpse-like individuals walking along the side of the road. Several people involved either suffered accidents or took their own lives. People were spooked and started using the secondary road more than the actual road until they shut it down permanently. We've done a few day trips there but haven't camped there since.
Be 15 or 16-year-old me. Live in a small town in Alabama. One night, hear a strange siren. Not as audible as tornado sirens usually are, as the siren post is only a couple miles from my house. Never heard this siren before. Siren wakes my mother up and we go outside to listen. Siren intensity fluctuates unpredictably, with no pattern whatsoever. We get in her car and drove around trying to find where it was coming from. Every time we stop, it sounds like it's coming from a different direction. B2 a.m. A lot more traffic out than usual, people stopping and getting out just like us. Never found the source of the siren. Never heard about it again. It's been so long I can't exactly remember how the siren sounded. All I know is the closest emergency siren is maybe 4 miles from my house, and it definitely wasn't coming from that because that was the first stop we made. Not exactly spooky, but very strange nonetheless. Later, live on the edge of woods in rural Alabama. Have the bedroom with the biggest window. Hear shit outside all the time. One night I'm woken up by the sound of music playing. Sounds really beautiful, but in a weird way. What the fuck? Might as well check it out. Standing on the front porch, it now sounds like it's coming from a different direction. Sounds like higher up in the woods behind our house. Sounds like a music box or something. Get this weird feeling like I need to find it. Start walking down the porch steps. Music sounds like it's moving away. Walk like 10 steps away from the porch. Suddenly, I feel really cold and realize I'm about to walk in the woods alone at night. Nope, back into the house. Music is still going and sounds like it's right outside the window. Finally, I just fell asleep. Never hear the music again. I was pretty young at the time, and the only reason I remember is that the music was just so peaceful and reminded me of a lullaby.
Be me, 19 years old, living in Germany. Visit an abandoned barrack terrain with friend. Don't know what time it was, but it might have been around 12 or 1 a.m., night. It is dark, and we are all armed with knives, bats, and air guns, because there are some kind of gangs hanging out in that area sometimes. We sneak around searching for lost ammo and stuff. Later, get back to the cars. I go a little further away to take a piss. As I am finished, I hear a breath or waft, as if someone is breathing directly near and towards my ear. What the fuck? GIF. Tell friends about it, they don't know what to say. Drive home. Few days pass. After a few days pass by. In the morning, getting up, alone in the house. Get downstairs to get a cup of coffee and smoke a cigarette. I get outside, standing on the stairs, lighting my cigarette. Take a few hits from the cigarette, then again, a breath directly towards my ear. No one is there. I'm alone. What the fuck? JPEG. A few months later. Again in that abandoned barrack terrain with more friends plus girlfriend. Again, everyone is armed and we have a night sight. Just sneaking around the area to show it to the friends that haven't been there yet. I got a little crush on such areas. Girlfriend and some guys are scared, and we also let a deodorant can explode. It was like a hand grenade, deodorant plus firework from Poland, so we think it's better to leave. On our way back, we somehow stop and look towards the runway. It was a barrack terrain with an airfield. There are a lot of bunkers and hangars in that area. We check the runway with our night sight. Nothing to see. Suddenly, me and some other guys hear steps as if someone is shambling on gravel. The runway was asphalted, but it's breaking and now it's more or less like gravel. Me and some other guys see a tall, thin, pitch-black man sneaking around. It's kind of foggy and dark as hell, so we cannot really say where he's looking and going. Get the fuck out of here. JPG. Again, German anon. Be 18 or so. Girlfriend and I were outside on a railroad footbridge. Everything's fine. She feels a little uncomfortable, but we are still laughing. We decide to get back to my house. As we go back, we start laughing very hard. The way is between two cornfields, which are so high that one could easily hide in that. Suddenly I hear a strong breathing, more a panting or grunting. Not real grunting like a boar, but stronger breathing. Oh shit, GIF. Girlfriend hears it as well. She cannot look at it and almost breaks my arm. We go faster. Thing next to us in the field is running next to us, breathing like I don't know what. See two bright shining eyes looking at us. Girlfriend does not. She is staring at the street. We reach a crossroad. A circa 1.50 meter high creature is standing on it. As I recognize it, it hushes into the field to the right of us. Get the hell out of here. JPG. Still remember this as if it was yesterday. I remember another one. Be me around 19 or so, sitting outside with my girlfriend smoking a cig. It's already dark outside, but there is one light on the patio. Suddenly, as I look towards our garden, I see two lights, like when you cross your eyes and look at a street lantern. I tell my girlfriend, she also sees it. What's special about those lights is, I do not have my eyes crossed. She neither. There is no lantern in this direction, and when we move, these lights don't disappear. It's more like the lights are moving along with our eyes. Don't know how to explain, like a 2D picture or so. Hard to describe. We both, what the fuck? Nothing more happened.
Okay. Hunting trip about a year ago with my dad. A weird thing that happened to me. Dad goes out to town. We're in the woods, a 40-minute drive away from civilization. Grab my long rifle and handgun to go dick around on our property and see if I can get some deer. Not scared of anything. Hell, I've got 2 guns on me. Walking down a dirt road, turnabout on the bottom, backed with bushes. Hear something rustling in the bushes. Turn to look at it. See nothing. Turn my head back to scanning the sides. Have an odd feeling of being watched. Rustling again. Draw long rifle and point it at the bushes. Maybe it's a deer or mountain lion. Nothing. Dead silence. I realized all the birds had stopped singing since about a minute ago. Turn my head to look around. See something gray at the corner of my eye. More rustling. Turn back to the bush. Again, nothing. Fuck, why wasn't I looking? Me and the bush have a staring contest for 5 minutes. Nothing happens, so I get up and shoulder my rifle. Walk up to the bush, feeling a little funny now. First time I've felt fear this whole time. Fuck it. Draw a handgun and push through the brush. Come out to an opening. Not a living thing in sight. Birds start chirping again.
Reading the cult stuff on here, I have a cult experience of my own. Hate to write it, since it's freaky to me. But here it is, B13, living in middle-class neighborhood, nothing special or eerie, though it is a really old part of town. Up at night, drawing. At my best when I draw at night, I don't know. Have a creepy alien TV show thing on TV as background noise. Oh shit, redneck talking about how alien peeked into his window. Curiosity got the best of me. Look outside my window. No aliens, thank God. What the fuck? See dark hooded figure. Hooded maybe from hoodie or something, not so much a robe. On my neighbor across the street's lawn, staring at the house. What the actual fuck? Oh shit. Another hooded figure in the lawn next to them, and another, all looking at houses. Wait a minute. Squinty eyes. Hooded guy on my lawn looking towards my home. Nope, 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 nope. Brilliant idea. Macaulay Culkin up in here. Turn on the front porch light. Look outside again. Hooded people all simultaneously run like hell to a particular origin. Ran down the street. Ended up like 6 or 7 of them. What the shit just happened? Stayed up all night looking out the bedroom window, waiting for them. Never came back. Never watched alien TV shows again. Still freaks me out to this day. Got another one, but it wasn't so much creepy as it was. I don't know the term. Explanatory? Fuck it. You'll see soon. Here it is. Just happened a few nights ago too, still recuperating. I'm 25 now. In the 3rd floor apartment, the door leads to the outside. Bedroom window visible to anyone passing my place. Anywho, time to hit the sack, catching some good quality Z's. Suddenly, I start having a very, very vivid dream. In dream, I stare at my window, right of my bed. I see a dark leg creep into my room from the window. I just look at it. Arm comes in too, again, quietly and slowly. I sit up and say something. I don't remember. Leg and arm frantically flip the fuck out, like flailing around like a rag doll. Suddenly they get slumped out of the window quickly. LOL what? Go back to bed. Embark on fun dream adventures, not important to story. Suddenly, wake up. Drafty. The window is open. That shit was closed last night. The screen was pulled off, laying on the ground. I shouldn't be alive. Found out actually today that there's a burglar around my area. Multiple reports too. Don't worry, folks. Just say something as he's entering and he'll leave. Not paranormal, but still creepy.
B11. Steal some kid's video game. It is a Harry Potter RPG for the Game Boy. Play it with my cousin. Both enjoy it. Suddenly, my cousin goes outside to find my grandma. Bad feeling rushes over me. I know that if I let her go, she will discover that I stole the game. Stall her as long as I can, which isn't long at all. She leaves. When she gets back, she tells me to give the game back. Apparently, she overheard some boy talking about losing a game and asked him what game it was. Also, suffering through depression throughout teen years. Go on walks outside late at night just to pass the time. See a girl walking in my direction. No one else in sight. She is cute. Look at her. She looks at me. Shit. What the fuck? I jumped back in fear as soon as our eyes met. It was this feeling of dread just rushing over me. She walked by not even caring. A couple of years later, this happened again with a really old woman, only this time I was with a friend. I had the same reaction as I did to the girl. I looked down on the floor and followed my friend past her. Look back. We are far away now, but she is still staring me down and I feel terrified and can't look at her even from a distance. Tell my friend that she was creepy. He claims there was no one there.
B13. Live near a pretty forested area in North Carolina. Friend and I would always go back there and play airsoft or build forts. You know, 13-year-old stuff. Build in fort by this creek that divides forest. Hey, Anon, do you hear that? Listen closely and hear loud rustling. Probably a deer or something. Start to shrug it off, but then we hear 3 loud, almost ape-like grunts from across the creek. Buddy and I look at each other and nope out the woods faster than a crackhead running from the cops. Go back the next morning because we left an airsoft gun back there. Suggest to my friend that we should see if whatever made that noise left any tracks. Cross-log over creek and get to where it sounded like we came from. Think we see a huge footprint leading into the water, but just blow it off as the water washing away loose soil. Look around a bit more, then leave. Also, we found a pine tree that was only about as thick as a toilet paper roll that looked as if it was snapped in half. We just thought it might have been some strong winds. I have more stories from back there if anyone's still lurking. North Carolina, friend from yesterday. I'll post a story that I couldn't really explain as well to bump the thread before I read the new stories. Same house, woods, and stuff. A month or so later, in the woods on my own looking for new paths to explore. Walking along the creek when I hear a voice ask, "Hey, kid, what are you doing?" Look across the creek where I hear the voice but don't see anything. Think nothing of it. Hear footsteps in the same area. I thought I heard the voice. "Hello, anyone there?" No reply. Footsteps get closer. Slight nope.jpg. A bush is spread open as if someone was walking through it, but I don't see anything. All of a sudden, I started to get chills down my spine. Supernope.flav. Right before I start to run, I can see footprints being formed in the leaves on the ground right in front of the bush. Goes home and tells Mom, and she says, "I'm too imaginative." Shit stories compared to the other ones, but still.
Be me a couple of months ago. After midnight on the patio, doing some shit for my glass workshop class for college. Due tomorrow, so I have to stay up all night finishing it. Listening to music. Suddenly, I hear something like a little girl crying. What the fuck? Text. I turn down the music to listen some more. It sounds like fading away and returning. I live next to a little park, so I figure out, it might be a lost girl at 3 a.m. Stay motionless for a couple of minutes, trying to listen to what the hell she is saying. Mama, come please. Nope a little, get up to wake up my mom, and tell her there's a little girl lost at the park. As soon as I get up, I hear the girl giggle and say, Mama, in a mocking voice. Nope, the hell out of here, ... wad.
Been lurking here since the beginning of the thread. Nice stories. I have a strange experience of my own, not so much amazingly spooky, I guess. B15. Sleeping in my bed. Wake up panicking so badly. As soon as I wake, I shoot up straight from my pillow, crying my eyes out and really going hysterical, crying with minimal sound because I don't want to wake anyone else. Never cry. Not for any reason at all. Last time I cried was when I was about 4 from falling and splitting my chin open. I feel as if something is around me and is inducing fear into me. Explains the hysterical crying, I guess. Get up out of bed and stand in the center of my pitch-black room with some remote light from the back of my curtain due to the streetlight outside. It's so silent I can hear the ringing in my ears and it drives me insane. Fuck this .jpg. Storm out of my room and sit on the toilet for ages wiping away tears, asking myself why am I crying and telling myself I am stupid. Brush it off, avoiding looking at the darkness in the hallway and getting straight back into bed. I'm not scared of the dark, but looking at darkness gives me the creeps sometimes. Fast forward, B16. Until then, I'd always been a console player, but I just got a pretty good PC and spent most of my time on that. Would stay up until 5 a.m. at the latest, just looking for shit to do, browsing 4chan and such. Be around 4 a.m., be in the kitchen with a light on above me. Rest of the house dead silent and pitch black. Where I sit is at my circular table in the corner of the room, and just in front of me, the table is a corner where the wall stops, and then round the corner is the hallway. Basically, I can't see the hallway from where I sit, but the door is just around the corner. Browsing X as usual because I'm bored but not tired. Have music on but hear shit through my headphones. Push headphones off and listen for a while. I hear a dragging sound. Not of an object or entity, but like swiping my hand across my wooden hallway floor. Haha, what .mp3. Shake it off and tell myself it's just because I'm reading spooky shit on /x/. Heart starts beating really fast, start crying. In my usual state of mind, just saying what the fuck to myself. Start shaking and now I'm crying pretty bad like I did that last time. Something hitting against the door frame of the kitchen. Listen to it for a minute or so, still crying, panicking. In a sudden burst of adrenaline, I throw my headphones and sprint to the kitchen knives on the other side of the room. Pull out the 2 biggest ones from the wooden thing. Turn around instantly at the doorway. Nothing but darkness. Of course it was nothing. Why are you such a fucking drip-anon? Put knives back, turn off PC, grab phone, turn on the flashlight because I don't want to wake anyone with the hall light and go to bed. Wake up in the morning still thinking about last night. Go downstairs to my mother shouting her mouth off at me. Why the fuck are there scratches all over the doorframe and the floor, Anon? Why are the fucking knives out? Are you fucking kidding me? .gif. Nope.
This happened when I was 20. The next day, I'd have a very important science exam, sleeping in the same room with my sister. She's on the bed, I'm on the floor. We sleep. I wake up for some reason around 3 a.m. Open my eyes. 3 men made of shadows. They were pitch black with no face, eyes, or details at all, standing in front of me and my sister. I was too tired to give a shit, closed my eyes, fell asleep. Next day, I couldn't sleep, so I spent the whole night praying for your guardian angel to help you with that exam, bro. Good luck. I'll never sleep with her again. Never.
Okay, so there is this old graveyard in my city, haunted as hell. Cousin lives on the street next to it. There's some legend about some old prostitute who was killed, so now she comes back and hunts drunk cheater men. This ghost lady wears what the prostitutes used to wear in the 19th century. She wears a long red dress with a big flowered hat. If you have seen pictures of Mexican Dia de Muertos, you'll see how she's dressed. She lacked one leg, so she had a wooden one. My cousin knows the story, but shrugs it off. He's coming all drunk from this party he's been to. He's walking towards home. Hears footsteps behind him. Not normal footsteps, just one followed by some dragging noise. He starts to feel uncomfortable, keeps on walking, noise getting closer. He remembers the story, which seems to be the same as what he's hearing. Footsteps next to the dragging of her wooden leg. He nopes, but doesn't want to look back. Gets to the corner of his house and starts to run like hell. Noise suddenly rushes as if running. He's crying while running because of fear. He gets to his home and locks the door. He can't stand the curiosity and looks through the window. The figure in a red dress with a veil and big hat is staring at him through the window. Cousin freaks out, turns on the TV and watches Discovery Kids until sunrise. As far as I know, they call her La Chalupa, and yes, it's dressed as La Catrina.
I've shared this one before, but what the hell? Visiting my sister when she was still in college. She shares the apartment with 2 other girls. My mom and I are going to sleep on the sofa bed. One of the girls says, "Watch out, the couch is haunted." This girl is kind of weird. We laugh it off. Later that night, Mom and I tried to fall asleep on the couch. I feel the end of the couch move down slightly as though someone sat on it. Think nothing of it, fall asleep. Wake up in the morning. Jokingly tell Mom about the couch moving in the night. She says she felt it too. That same weird girl also said her grandmother, when she was alive, would leave pennies around the house for her to find. Often my sister and the other girls in the apartment would find pennies in weird places, like propped upright on the baseboard. The weird girl's other grandmother is alive and thinks she is an alien. I guess the whole family is weird.
B8. Be walking to my cousin's house from my other cousin's house in the middle of the night. Family is having some telescope night or some shit. I walk because it's one house down. See a bright and fiery orange shape in the sky. It is clearly a ship of some kind. Thunderous noise, clear skies. Family isn't paying attention, all drunk. Look through the telescope and see a little ship fly and stop and turn and fly in the same direction. What is that, Mom? Don't worry about it, love. I think my whole family is part of an alien conspiracy.
Stumble home incredibly drunk one night. I immediately fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. Be very heavy sleeper. It always takes 20 to 30 minutes for my alarm to wake me. Be dreaming. Start to hear an extremely loud siren sound in my dream. What the fuck is that? It keeps getting louder and louder. Finally, I started to wake up. Still half asleep, I realized the siren is my alarm clock. Open my eyes and turn my head toward the clock. See a dark, man-like figure with a twisted face and flowing devil hair stalking toward me. Let out the most blood-curdling, terrified, womanly scream I've ever heard. Sweating, heart beating violently, can't breathe. Friend who I'd forgotten crashed on my couch that night, says, "Dude, chill the fuck out. I'm just turning off your alarm clock. Shit's driving me crazy."
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.